out of all the characters fighting for the throne of Westeros, who do you think should be the one true king or queen?
Even he kicked my ass, Tyrion.
How did it feel to audition for this part in Game of Thrones?
To be a part of that?
To audition for it. Like, how much preparation did it take?
I mean, my audition, the first time, it was 2010 in June, so before they started to shoot the first season. And I was like, it was like going to an HBO audition, and I was like, okay, I think it doesn't work because I have an accent, but it was not, the show didn't start that time, and it was not famous, so I was like, if I would do that show or the audition now, I would be really nervous, but that time it was okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Which is your favorite house?
My house, no. King's Landing. Sorry.
No, of course. Hey, all right. There's a huge debate over here as to where's your accent from in the show when you're with Tyrion and all that stuff? Because no, that was the end of my question.
Like what? I'm sorry.
Oh, what accent is that you use in the show?
Okay, I have to be honest. I don't know.
Oh.
So we had a coach on set. So they really. I had to create my own. Is it Vita? Is it called Vita? Lebenslauf. Lebenslauf. No, the Vita. Yeah. No, the whole life. So I have to create I have to create the backstory for my role. So it was just my accent. There were no background story.
Oh, okay. So it's just an exotic.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, no one is asking why I betrayed Tyrion or.
Yes.
You were nice. I mean, they are nice. They're not asking mean questions.
They don't want to believe that you're dead. They don't want to believe it.
No, me neither. So I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it, but I had to.
Did you read the book? Did you read the George R.R. Martin books beforehand? So you had no idea what was going to happen to Shae?
I mean, there were some spoilers. Some fans, they didn't like Shae. They were like, do you know what happened to you? What's going to happen to your part? You died, you bitch. Yeah, like that. And I was like, okay, I have to smile now. And yes, thank you. Now I know.
And you met George R.R. Martin. He said something nice about your portrayal of Shae.
Yes, he said to me, if I knew before the show, I wouldn't kill you. But I'm not sure. I shouldn't trust him.
He kills everybody.
He kills everybody.
We have another question from down here.
Okay, so since no one asked it, what was going through your mind during the testimony when you're in the court and you're just, rambling off that stuff that a lot of people probably disagreed with, as if I must say?
When I read the script, I was like, okay, I hate Shae. I mean, I love my character. I loved it. I loved her. But at the beginning, it was really hard to understand her, why she's acting like that. But, I was like, okay, she was hoping to marry Tyrion, maybe have a family with him. And then he married another girl. She cleaned her pots, and she's like, she was still there. She didn't want to have any diamonds. When he came back after Battle of Blackwater, she was still there. And then it was the first time when he said, "You are a whore," of course, to save her life. But still, it was one step over the line, and that was something between revenge. Is it revenge? I'm sorry for my accent. And also for, if the Lannisters want something, they get it. You know, and she's just a prostitute. So they found her and they were like, hey, you have to come to trial or, you know, you will die. And of course, you know, she just acted emotionally. And I tried to talk to the producer and said, okay, maybe she could say something else and not use, you know, the name Sansa. But, you know, I'm just an actress. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you.
When in Croatia, what was your favorite meal you had there?
What was my favorite
meal? The thing to eat?
That's a good question. Fish? Why are you asking me that?
Because I was actually there like a year before I saw the show, and I had this wonderful mussels dish that I actually created at home later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's a way that you could like recreate the ending, what would it be, or how would it have played out for you? Like, would you have still betrayed?
I'm sorry, Shae would be the queen, of course, and marry Tyrion.
Okay.
Or coming back as a White Walker.
Okay.
If you could have been in a relationship with anyone else besides Tyrion, who would you have been in a relationship with?
Not Tywin. Maybe Khal Drogo. I'm sorry, yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything about your career outside of Game of Thrones? You're a policewoman, a detective, and
yeah.
And you've also won the equivalent of the Academy Award in Germany.
Yes.
Isn't that right? So
yeah.
Certainly you've been an accomplished actress.
Yeah, I know, you can't believe it, you know, from a prostitute to an award winner. It's a big way.
Can you tell us what it's like to work with Peter Dinklage?
When I met him the first time, the production didn't have much money, so we were freezing, we were in a tent, and we were like somewhere in Ireland. I was like, okay, this is now HBO, great. So when I met him, he was really, really nice. He knew that my English was worse or bad. It's getting better and better from year to year. But that time I was like, oh my God, I don't understand anything. And we became friends. And he told me after 3 years, Sibel, I can't do jokes anymore of you because you understand them. I was like, thank you very much. And the first time when I was there, the producers were so nice, and they said, Sibel, do you want to come to the rap party? Rap party is at the end of the production. I said, yeah, of course. Where is the rape party? Because of my English. And they were like, oh my God, we are not sure if we should work with this girl. But
we have another question down here.
Hi, so what was your most difficult scene emotionally for you?
There were some, I think 1 or 2 or 3 scenes. One was the trial scene, because I really didn't want to do it, and I had to do it. And when he came back from the Battle of Blackwater, when she was sitting there and says, come with me, just leave all these things behind you. That was, for me, one of the most emotional scenes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, the Game of Thrones has so many different units and different groups, like different teams of the show. Do you ever get to meet and hang out with like Jon Snow and the guys on the wall, or are you completely separated from them?
I have to say, I have never seen the Khal Drogo and Daenerys, sorry for the pronunciation, never met them. But when we were shooting in Belfast, I saw, of course, and I met him, Jon Snow and all the other guys, and Pedro, who is, what was his character name? You have to, yeah, sorry. So, and once I posted a photo with Jon Snow and with Theon, with the other guys, and they were like, "Oh God, we hate you, Sibel. again. You know, they insulted me. I said, never ever. I'm not doing that ever again. But I met them and they were really nice and drinking all the time. Sorry.
So my question is, how did you feel when you finally got the script and you found out how violently Tyrion was going to kill you?
I thought maybe it's a dream. And you know, when we actors starting to shoot, we are always like, oh, did you read it? Are you dying? Who is next? Who is dying next? It's like a battle. And I was like, okay, she's betraying him at the trial scene. And like, okay, she will be fine, I'm sure. And then like, oh God, she's in a bed with Tywin. Maybe he will forgive her, but no, it didn't work. So I tried to tell David and then the producers and the showrunners, please don't do that. But they said, no, your time is over.
Very good, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there was a question. Another question?
No.
Well, how does the people of Germany like Game of Thrones? Do they like it as much as we do? Obviously, it's epic here in the United States. How is it in Germany?
I know. I mean, the Germans are not really good in having, you know, good taste. So, but actually, they like and they love Game of Thrones.
So people are, I mean, do they spot you on the street now and say, oh my God, it's Shae? Or,
yeah, oh my God. Oh, you're Shae, I hate you. Like that. There are two ways. Like, oh my God, you're Shae, or oh my God, you're Shae.
One of the things that I love
Did you see it? Have you seen the show?
I've watched it. Yes.
Okay.
I've watched it, and I think you're pretty nice. But
Thank you for being nice.
I don't know what happened, why you were in bed with Tywin, but I didn't. I didn't think it was your fault.
It was Tywin's idea.
Yeah, I thought you were forced to.
It was Charles Dance's idea, the actor.
I mean, this is a family show, so I hate to talk about this, but did Tywin always said that Tyrion couldn't have a prostitute, no more prostitutes in his life, and he had to keep it secret. He had to keep you secret. So did he know? I mean, do you have any insight on what Tywin, why that is with Tywin, why he demands that of Tyrion, or because obviously he took you into his bedroom? It just seemed like a very strange moment.
It was. I mean, after the trial scene, after, you know, when Tyrion told her, go away, you're a whore, yeah. She didn't have any choice. You know, she was like, okay, I have to go back to my work or to my roots or, you know, to my life. So I have to be alive. I have to stay alive. So I have to be prostitute again. And who's the most powerful man at that moment in King's Landing? So it was Tywin. Yeah.
Okay, that seems like a very natural situation. So we have a question?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had the opportunity to play another character on Game of Thrones, which would you choose and why?
Yes, they offered me to play Tyrion, but I said no. No, at the audition, there were another part, but it was I mean, Shae is also not that big part, but, you know, there was a really tiny part. But they told me I was originally casted for Shae. I asked them why they're, you know, trying around with other roles, and they said they're doing all the time that. So, and what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Oh no, just if, regardless of
if I would
if you could have
act,
choice.
Like any
I would
character.
act Cersei. Really, I mean, everyone hates her, but she's amazing. You know, a good role.
Thank you.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Aside from your character, who is another character of Game of Thrones that you like or that you see yourself being more alike that character?
I like more my character. I mean, Cersei is not like my character, but I like her, yeah.
You like Cersei?
Yes.
Oh, I hate her. Thank you.
But she's, you know, she's that good that you hate her, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Even with King Joffrey, the poor guy quits acting because of the fans. They were like, you know, we hate you, and he's not acting anymore.
Thank you.
Terrible.
No, they don't. They think, yes, we did it.
Well, I find it interesting to watch the show because so many people that you originally hate, you end up falling in love with and thinking wonderful things about. And
Shae was the other way.
Shae was the other
around,
way. Because you liked Shae in the beginning, and then,
yeah.
you know. But Jaime Lannister is a perfect example. You know,
Yes.
Jaime, you couldn't hate Jaime Lannister
Or
more.
the Hound.
Or the Hound, right.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate the Hound, but now you love him, you know. So this happens all the time. How much time does George R.R. Martin spend on the set, or does he do anything to work with you?
Actually, I haven't met him on set. He was on set a few times, but I haven't met him on set. I met him at the dinner. Don't worry, he's writing. He's not spending time to do anything else. So, he's. I think, you know, there are some difference between the books and the shows, of course, as you know. So I think he's not that often on set.
Yeah. And do you have any insight for the Miami audience when his newest novel will be ready?
I'm sorry, I can't answer that, but he's writing. He's writing.
Hello, my question is, in a trial by combat, who would you choose as your champion?
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
This is
In a trial by combat, who would you choose as your champion?
which combat was that?
Remember
Where they
that-
were fighting with the Pedro.
Yeah.
With Pedro, right?
Yeah, like
Okay.
between the mountain, like who would you choose? Not them specifically, but anybody from the show. Would you choose Jamie, John?
Who would die or who would?
No, not who would
Oh,
die. Who would
okay.
represent you
Oh.
in a trial by combat?
On my behalf.
Yeah.
Of course, Tyrion. He has to fight for me.
That's a good answer.
Is he dressed as a character?
Yeah, he did his costume by himself.
Hello. I was wondering, what was it like to act beside Jerome Flint, who played Bronn?
Oh, Braun, the guy who stole me.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, that was my first scene with him and with Tyrion, this drinking scene. So it was really nice, and he's funny. He told me some stories, but I can't tell it now because there are some children. But it was nice. He's funny.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's appropriate, don't worry. Hi. I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite scene out of everything?
The Red Wedding. I mean.
Really?
No, it was. Please don't get me wrong. Oh God, they're gonna hate me more.
No.
Oh, shit. Oh, sorry.
No way. You did an amazing job, by the way. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Thank you. No, the Red Wedding was one of the, emotional scenes. I was like, no, it will be like Dallas, the series, when Bobby is dreaming that he's coming back. And
yeah.
So I thought maybe it's just a dream and they're not dead. So it was one of the most important scenes. So
Yeah, I know.
I really like that.
Okay, thank you. Amazing talking to you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Amazing job, by the way.
Thank you.
Hi. I know your character has received a lot of hate, right? From a lot of people, a lot
Really?
of the fans.
No.
Right? So, but have you ever received any real hate to the point where it's gotten out of control? Like in public or anywhere else?
In reality, do you have stalkers?
I have a stalker, but oh, is it you? Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there, that it's shitstorm is like, it's you get used to it. It's like, because of the internet and the people are really mean and it was like once at the Comic-Con. This is my second Comic-Con, and the woman, she was really scary. She came to me and she said, "Why did you do that to Tyrion?" And I was like, "I'm sorry." And she repeated again. I was like, "Oh my God, she's gonna slapping in my face." And she just turned away and, walked away. And I was like, okay, but it's still okay. For example, Lena, someone met her at the shopping mall and they said, "You're a bitch." So it didn't happen to me.
Oh, wow.
Not yet.
All right. Well, that was it. Thank you.
Hi. I just want to know if you could rewrite the book or kill, who would be the first person you kill off?
King Joffrey.
Thank you.
So you mentioned Joffrey's no longer going to act after he's been killed and
No.
he's done. We want to know what you're going to do.
I mean, I'm trying still to act. I hope so, yeah.
Of course. Do you have any roles that we can look forward to in the future?
No, I'm actually, because I'm from Germany and I have an accent, I'm working in Germany and Europe more. More art house movies, and of course I'm doing some auditions here, but you never know. Maybe I'm trying to talk to George R.R. Martin to do a spin-off of Shae. Like, yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Sorry.
That's okay. When you have these tension-filled scenes, and there's lots of this, there's also a lot of downtime, I'm sure, when you're filming these in exotic locations. There's, time is money. When you're in your off time, what was your favorite thing to do or funny event that you guys had whilst you were in the midst of all this filming?
What we were doing in our free time?
Yeah, and your free time. What was like your favorite thing to do?
In Ireland, I have to say, it's like a cliche, but we were drinking, and I mean, it's like, we of course we spent a lot of time. We were at the hotel and went out, had a dinner, and in Croatia it was amazing, like having vacation, like lying on the beach and again drinking and spending time. But we are working. All the actors are just hard workers, so don't think they're drinking all the time.
Thank you. And the second part to this is, who would be the biggest practical joker on the set and the one that you had to worry about?
Worried about, really? The funniest guy? Lord Varys. He's really funny.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry.
In your personal opinion, do you think that your character Shae actually had genuine feelings for Tyrion, or was it all like a personal gain type thing?
Even if some people were like, oh no, she's not loving him, I really think she did. Because, of course at the beginning it was like a working relationship, like, hey, you get me, so what will I get from you? But after the Battle of Blackwater and after taking care of Sansa, even they were married, refusing the diamonds, I think she really loved him.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you so much. You're gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I just wonder how many people have read the books. How many people in the audience have read the books?
Oh,
so
wow.
more people obviously watch the show. I read the books, and I feel like you brought much more to Shae than what was in the book. And it did seem like you genuinely liked Tyrion more than just a working relationship. But of course, that's not how it ended.
Yeah, I know. It ended like in the books, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I haven't read the books, so yeah.
Oh, I've just started watching the show because my uncle from Afghanistan just introduced it to me, and I'm at the part where you're taking care of Sansa right now, so nobody else ruin it for me. I'm a newbie. I love the tenacity and the sassiness that Shae brings to Tyrion's life, because he tries to pretty much turn her down sometimes, and she's like, that's not how it goes. And I just love her right now, and don't ruin it for me.
Oh God!
So thank you so much.
You will love her till the end, and
Okay.
she's not gonna die.
So you sit on a throne of lies.
Yes.
But
And I
thank
will
you.
have the dragons.
Thank you so much for all that you
Thank you
did.
so much.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I just wanted to ask how your character personally felt when she was involved with Tywin Lannister.
Oh, terrible. I hate that. I really hate that. I cried when I read the scene, and I was like, please. I mean, she's, betraying Tyrion in this trial scene, and now she's in the bed of his father, and she hated Tywin, and I was like...
Yeah. I know, it's such a turnaround, plot twist, big surprise, spoiler alert, but it was amazing.
I mean, if I wouldn't be Shae, I would say she deserved... Oh, did she... Go away! Go away! She deserved that, but she's not that, so,
Thank you so
what are
very
you
much.
doing here? Go! Jesus Christ, it's a Comic-Con!
Hi. You mentioned earlier that you would kill Joffrey first. And my question is, how exactly would you do that?
That's a good question. Okay, I think because Shae is a prostitute, she would cut off his...
Oh! That's good. Might not be cruel enough, but it's good. Thank you.
Did you get to keep any of the outfits you wore?
The necklace. Is she still here? Jesus, I can't say it. The necklace at the end of this. Yeah.
None of the other clothes, not the dress.
No, I wanted, but they said no. We need it for the exhibition, and some. So I said okay. I mean, where should I wear that? The people would say, "Oh, it's Shae." Okay, we hate. It's
Comic-Con.
Just go down the street. Just go down the street. Go to Walmart. I mean, people are wearing their pajamas in there, so you might as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. So what about at the very beginning when you first did it? You said it was very cold. You were in Ireland. Was there something about Tyrion that made you relax? Or I mean, I think obviously you're a professional actress. You know what's going on, but it would be very nerve-wracking.
I mean, still, the first scene was. I think the first scene was the topless scene, so I was like, oh God, I should drink maybe more. But so even you're an actress, you're still nervous. Even it's not a topless scene, you're like, oh, at the first day when you start to shoot, it's like always, you never, done this before. And as I said, he really was sensitive to me. Was really like, hey, do you want to talk with me about the scene, or how do you feel comfortable? Yeah.
There's different directors for every episode,
Yes.
right? So is there some directors you
Almost.
work better with than others, or that you enjoy, I should say, that you enjoy more?
Yeah, but I don't want to.
You don't want to say who you enjoy more?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it sometimes harder to work with different
Yes,
directors on
of
the
course,
show?
because some directors are like just looking at you like a DOP, like a camera. If not directing you, like okay, the light is perfect, everything is perfect, just do it. Oh no, that was not good, just do it again. And you're like, but what should I do again? So of course it's difficult sometimes.
So direction style makes a difference.
Yeah, the direction style. Yeah.
Hi. So if you could save a character other than yourself, who would you bring back?
If you could save a character.
Oh, save a character. Kathleen Stark. I would bring her back.
Lovely answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that there will be Game of Thrones spin-offs? Do you know if they're planning movies or other areas, like perhaps they could have Shae earlier on in her life or anything? Seriously, because I've heard rumors. How many of you guys have heard rumors of Game of Thrones movies? I've heard of rumors. We're looking for an exclusive here from Magic City Comic-Con. Anything?
I mean, there are a lot of rumors, but you know what? I think, it's my opinion, if you do a spin-off or maybe a movie, I think you will ruin the whole series. Is it Karma? charisma, the whole thing. Because, you know, you can't put the whole story in one movie.
Sure.
I think it's impossible. It's my opinion.
Hi.
Hello.
I wanted to know if you're going to watch yourself die on the big screen on IMAX.
Yes, with my friends, and they were like, "You!" No, actually, I haven't watched it. This last scene, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to see it.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's very interesting. So you haven't seen it. Is there going to come a time in your life when you're going to want to see it, or you just say,
I guess
"No,
so.
I'm never going to let Shae die"?
Yes, I mean, I'm coming, you know, every year to the set, and I'm saying, "Hey, I'm here back here," and they're like, "Okay, Sibel, you're dead."
If you don't see yourself die, you didn't really die.
Yeah, okay, it's too late. The first 2 years, I haven't even seen the whole show, and I was on set. We were shooting a big scene with the king and with everyone. I was like, who's that young guy who's mean to my Sansa? And they were like, you know, from the production, Sibel, it's King Joffrey. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in that show and I haven't watched it. I didn't know that he was king, you know, the king. So I decided after that to watch the show.
2 years in.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, and of course then you got hooked and you wanted to find out what happened next.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh my gosh. Well, so everyone was asking about the wardrobe and whether you got to keep it. How close do you work with the people who do the wardrobe? Do you have to go into wardrobe early? We were talking earlier to Karen Gillan, who said she'd have to go in at 1 in the morning to get made up for Guardians of the Galaxy. How long did it take you to get ready for camera?
I mean, Shae's dress was easy, so it didn't take that long. But you know, of course, we had to do for the hair and for the costumes just 1 month ago. Before we started with the shooting, we had to flew to London, for example, to put on the costumes and that kind of things.
So they're fitted in London and then taken to the set.
For example, yeah.
Yeah. And then hairstyling, that's done on set, or is that done before you get there?
No, the hairstyling was before that in London, and the costume was on set. But you had to go there 2 days before this shooting.
Is there a private Game of Thrones jet? With all
the dragons.
They're
The dragons are picking us up, you know, from Germany, from home, and like.
Very nice. Well, tell us a little bit more about how you got the job. You know, and that's the thing that's always gets everybody so excited. Like, because I'm sure everybody here would dream of being on Game of Thrones, and that would be like the coolest thing. Because we're all big fans now.
I mean, they're looking for extras all the time.
In Miami?
I don't know. They're shooting in Europe, so.
Yes. So if we travel to Europe, we might be able to get an extra spot.
Yeah,
well,
I'm sure.
That's something to think about. All right. But when you did you have your agent contact the people?
No. Yeah, HBO contact my agent in Germany. Their showrunners watched Head On, a movie which was on.
Which won the awards.
Yeah. So and they said, okay, we want to see her as Shae.
Fantastic. So winning the awards in Germany certainly opened doors for you, and then people recognized your work, and then you were invited there, and then you tried out for it.
I was lucky.
Or did they already know they wanted you, that you were perfect? Was there somebody else you were competing against? Like another actress that was supposed to be for Shae?
I think for the pilot was another girl.
Oh, okay.
Who played Shae. But it was for the pilot, and then they watched Head On, and
from what I understand, the pilot was not everything they wanted it to be, and they had to reboot the whole thing.
Yeah.
Fans dream of seeing that pilot, but it's not available to be seen.
Really?
It's not available to be seen. Anybody see it? No.
But it was, right?
Yes,
okay.
yes. They rebooted the whole thing from what I understand.
Okay.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Well, Shae, why don't you tell us more about what your plans are here in Miami? Are you going to go to South Beach?
Yes. Of course.
We recommend that you get.
We don't have that beautiful beach in Germany.
You definitely have to go to the beach. You definitely have to get some Cuban food.
Yeah.
All right.
And coffee.
And Cuban coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, for sure. We certainly are very, very proud to have you here in Miami.
Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause.
Thank you very much. Sorry for my English.
It's been fantastic.